Today on Two Guys in a Ride, we're going to review the 2021 Nissan Armada Platinum. I'll tell you about the horsepower, cargo, dimensions, and safety.
And I'll tell you about the interior, the controls, and all the technology.
But before we get started, take a minute, click that subscribe button down below.
And hit that bell icon so you never miss a video.
That's right. So what do you say, Nate?
Let's go for a ride.
Today we're working with our friends at Mankato Nissan in Mankato, Minnesota. For 2021, the Nissan Armada receives a major revamp in the terms of exterior and interior styling features. And yeah, we've got a few dogs. We're out in the park here. It's a beautiful day, so everybody's taking their dog for a walk. I love it. Well, it also includes new performance updates as well. Its torquey powertrain under the hood can put out a total of 400 horsepower, making the 2021 Armada one of the most powerful full-size SUVs currently on sale in the United States. It has a quiet cabin, great towing capability, and excellent ride quality. However, the infotainment system is outdated and it is quite the gas guzzler compared to its main rivals, the Toyota Sequoia, the Chevy Tahoe, and the Ford Expedition. The 2021 Nissan Armada is available in four trim levels, the SV at $55,600, the SL at $59,000, the Midnight Edition at $60,900, and the Platinum starts at $68,000. These are the prices for the starting prices for the four-wheel drive models, and the same four trim levels are available on two-wheel drive versions as well, with prices ranging from $52,600 to $65,000. This specific Nissan Armada is presented here in Coleus Red, and it has a quilted brown leather interior and an MSRP of $71,610. It's powered by a 5.6-liter double overhead cam 32-valve V8 engine that, as I said before, produces 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. It is driven by a 7-speed automatic transmission with manual shift mode and downshift rev matching. It does have also a switch-operated electronic 2-speed transfer case and a final drive ratio of 2.94, and this one, it does have full-time automatic all-wheel drive. Now out front you see it does have the automatic on-off full LED low and high beam headlights with the integrated signature LEDs right around the headlight bezel, and it does have, of course, daytime running lights, and you see it does have that redesigned big huge dark gray grille with the chrome surround and the new Nissan logo right in the center of that grille. It has a body-colored front bumper, and they call it gun metallic painted lower center bumper fascia. And of course it does have parking sensors, and you'll be happy it does, being that it's such a big vehicle, you're going to need those. It also does have one tow hook, and on the lower bumper corners you can see the LED fog lights, and they've got a little chrome and gloss black surround. Underneath there is one skid plate, and up top there is that chiseled flat hood, and above that an acoustic laminated windshield with rain sensing variable intermittent windshield wipers and a wiper de-icing feature, so as your wipers are parked it does actually heat up any ice that has accumulated on your wipers to melt that off. Let's take a look around the side. Okay, these are 22-inch 14-spoke forged aluminum alloy wheels, and they are wrapped in 275/50R22 all-season tires. This does have speed-sensitive power steering, and it has an independent double wishbone front suspension with coil springs and anti-roll bar, and out back there's an independent double wishbone suspension which is self-leveling, and it has air springs and an anti-roll bar as well. It has four-wheel disc brakes with four-wheel ABS with 13.8-inch front and 13.8-inch rear vented brake disc. I really do like also the body colored wheel well trim, and it does have the the same color black and body color on the lower running boards as well. And it's just a nice clean slab-sided look. It looks really good. This also does have a perimeter approach lights, and these are chrome capped, power heated and auto dimming side mirrors, and they have the power folding with LED turn signal indicators and also puddle lights as well. It has chrome door handles with the touch lock and unlock sensor, and I really do like the chrome beltline and window trim as well. Second and third row has privacy glass, and up top you see it does have the dark gunmetal gray roof rack side rails, and there is a first row power sliding sunroof. Let's take a look around back. Okay, out back you can see the body color roof mounted window spoiler, and it does have the third brake light up top as well. This is an intermittent windshield wiper with washer, and it does have a heated rear window. It is a power lift gate, and you can see that brand new Nissan badge right there in the middle, and below that is the Armada name spelled out in chrome block letters across that black license plate finisher. I do like the chrome strip that runs from side to side across the lift gate, tying both of the light housings together. And speaking of the light housings, these are LED brake and tail lights. There's a rear backup camera as well, and you see it does have body colored rear step bumper, and underneath it has one tow hook, and it does have the gun metallic painted lower center bumper fascias. And again, as I said before, like up front, it does have parking sensors. Underneath the body, there's a full-size spare tire, and it's between the frame rails at the back of the vehicle. And under this center cover is a Class 4 trailer hitch with 7-pin trailer wiring connector. And down below, tucked up under the bumper, again, is one single stainless steel exhaust tip. Okay, let's take a look at the cargo space. This is a power lift gate, and here it comes. It's a little slow. The second row seats are fold flat captain's chairs, and the third row are 60-40 split, and it does have the power folding buttons on the passenger side, and you do have a cargo outlet on the driver's side. And of course, underneath the floor behind the third seat is a little bit of extra storage space. Now, max cargo behind the first row is 95.4 cubic feet. Max cargo volume behind the second row is 49.9 cubic feet, and max cargo volume behind the third row is 16.5 cubic feet. Now, with all the seats folded, cargo floor length to the first row to the back sill plate, 86.2 inches. Cargo floor length second row to the back sill plate, 49.1 inches, and as you see it here with the third row up, the distance to the third row to the back sill plate is 20.3 inches. Cargo width at the belt line, 63.4 inches. Internal cargo width at the wheel houses is 48.8 inches. Cargo opening height, 36.7 inches. And liftover, well, kind of steep from the ground inside to the floor of the vehicle, 35 inches. So let's talk about some of the safety systems available on this Nissan Armada. Well, there's hill descent control, stability control, traction control, lane deviation sensors, driver attention alert system, rear cross traffic alert, pre-collision warning system, automated emergency braking. One of my favorites, the surround view camera system. I was just using it as I was trying to back it and moving it around here in the parking lot. It has lane keeping assist, blind spot sensor, and so much more. As I said, they've really loaded up this vehicle with all the new modern technology. Some of the packages that are available that this Armada does include are the captain's chairs in the second row, and that package includes second row fold down captain's chairs with tip up easy entry for third row and a padded center console with cup holders. And of course, you can customize your Armada with a multitude of storage, styling, towing, and exterior lighting accessories. Just see your dealer and they'll be happy to hook you up. Coming up next, let's talk about the dimensions. Okay, big vehicle, so let's talk about those dimensions. Front track, 67.5 inches, rear track, 67.9 inches. Maximum width, 79.9 inches, overall length, 208.9 inches. 75.8 inches tall, and it has a wheelbase of 121.1 inches. Minimum ground clearance, 9.2 inches. Approach angle, 21 degrees. Departure angle, 22.4 degrees. Breakover angle, 20.7 degrees. Curb weight, 6,037 pounds. Has a maximum payload of 1,263 pounds, and it can tow up to 8,500 pounds. Has a 41.3 foot turning circle and a fuel capacity of 26 gallons. So how safe is the Armada? Well, IIHS overall rating, it hasn't yet been rated for 2021. However, NHTSA has given it 4 out of 5 stars for safety. What about performance? Well, not bad at all, really. 5.9 seconds, 0 to 60. Standing quarter mile, 15 seconds. Top speed, 130 miles an hour. And more impressively, braking, 60 to 0, 115 feet. And its appearance, well, it's got that classic upright two-box shape, and its softened edges and restyled front end resemble the freshly redesigned Rogue. So it does carry over that Nissan family language, design language. What about basic warranty? Well, 3 years, 36,000 miles. Has a powertrain warranty of 5 years and 60,000 miles, and a corrosion warranty of 5 years and unlimited mileage. So, economy, oh man, 3-ton vehicle. Well, 13 city, 18 highway, 15 combined. I guess it's what you expect. Now let's take a look inside, but before we do, make sure to check out my notes in the description down below, and please take a moment, give us a like, leave a comment, let us know what you think about it, and don't forget, please click on that subscribe button down below. So, all right, Nathan, your turn. What do you say? Take it away.
All right, stepping on the inside here, you have all nice soft touch materials right here. Even coming up here is soft touch. You got your window lockout, you got auto up and down all 4 windows, you got your lock and unlock buttons, you got your power folding mirrors, and of course your left and right mirror controls there. You do have ample storage in the door, and you have a bottle holder right there. So right here, you have a 10-way power seat, including 2-way power lumbar. The seats themselves are quilted leather. They look really, really sharp. The passenger seat is an 8-way power with 2-position lumbar as well, and they are both heated and ventilated. Coming down here, you have your foot pedals, and then, of course, you have your left foot rest. You do have a foot-operated parking brake right here. And then coming up here, you do have your power door on or off switch. You got your trunk release button right here, heated steering wheel, and then of course your safety systems, your blind spot, and your lane keeping assist button right there. And then the steering wheel itself is a power tilt and telescope, and that button is right here. The dimensions in the front are as follows. Headroom 39.8 inches, shoulder room 63.8 inches, hip room 59.2 inches, and leg room 41.9 inches. Now let's step in and start it up. Okay, so it is a push start, and that is located right here. I like the view of the Armada that comes up in the driver's information screen. All right, so up in the dashboard here, you've got an analog tach and engine temperature gauge. You have an analog speedometer and fuel gauge. And then in the middle, you have about a 7-inch driver's information screen that's digital, where you can view multiple different screens of information. Coming back from, or going up just to the left of that, you have a trip reset button. You have your brighten and dimness controls for your dashboard here. Now, coming back to the steering wheel, on the left-hand side, you basically have the buttons right here to control your driver's information screen in the middle. And then down here, you have volume and channel skipping, radio station seeking buttons right here for your infotainment screen. Over on the right, you have your cruise control. So this is cruise control on. This is blind spot monitoring and lane centering on or off. And actually, it's interesting because it's a redundant button to the one that's to the left that I showed you just a minute ago. They both do the same thing. You got voice command, and you have the phone button now. The phone button, one push, you can make a phone call. If you push it, if there's nothing running and you push it, then it brings up the phone screen and the infotainment screen. And you can also push it to hang up. If you have an incoming call and you want to ignore it, you can hit it and it'll cancel the call. Up here again, you have cruise control on, and then you have to set it right here is a down, resume is an up, and then you can of course use that for a plus and minus while you're in cruise, and that's your gap setter right there for your adaptive cruise control. Okay, coming over to the infotainment screen, we have a 12.3-inch screen, and there are multiple ways to control it. It's a touch screen. You have some steering wheel controls that you can use to control some of the things. You've got down here, you've got a controller as well. It has wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, AM and FM radio, HD radio, and Sirius XM, as well as 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot. Okay, it has the sound system itself is a 13-speaker Bose audio system and sounds really good. Down below that, you have a physical push for power, volume. You've got a tune or a folder selector if you're using a USB for media. You've got your screen brightness and dimness right here, and then you do have a physical seek button or change track button. Okay, moving down below, of course, you've got your hazards, you've got controls for your vents. So this is a tri-zone climate control, and so the second row has their own controls. But you have all physical buttons right here, and you can find them redundant in the infotainment screen as well. But your heated and ventilated seats are right here, and then all of your basic controls are right here. To control the rear is just a simple push here, and then you can adjust the temperature, and you can adjust the fan speed back there and the mode. If you want to turn the rear off completely, you can just click there. Moving down below that, the wireless phone charger is a little bit of a hidden item here. So there's a little center button right here that you just push up, and then it's right in here, and then you do have a 12-volt outlet as well. Coming down below that, you have a USB-C and a USB-A plug-in for connecting to your audio if you want, or charging. And then you have your trailer brake controller system right in here. It's got a nice digital screen. Coming back from that, you do have a traditional shifter here. This is leather, the steering wheel is as well. And then coming back from there, you do have another controller for the infotainment screen with shortcuts. The one thing I'll point out is I really like the camera button, because then it activates the cameras right away. So I always like to have that. Up here you have some of your four-wheel drive controls. So you have a snow mode here you can push. You have traction control on or off. You got tow mode. And then you can switch between auto and 4 high, and then push for 4 low. Back behind there, you do have your cup holders with a pass-through. They are illuminated. Okay, and they have a nice little cover that covers them if you don't want that to show. Coming back to the armrest, you have a nice wide armrest. I like that on the big, full-size pickups and the full-size SUVs. That's really, really nice. A simple little lever in the middle. You pull that up, and then you have a very large storage compartment. It's felt lined. There are no additional buttons except for this is where you switch on the rear AC outlet, right, which is currently on. You may notice that there is a hole in the top of the lid, and I'll show you the purpose for that when we get into the second row. All right, the glove compartment itself is lockable. You have a decent amount of storage, and it definitely fits all your owner's manual plus a bunch of other stuff. So really, what else do you need in there? Coming up here to the rear view mirror, this is a digital rear view mirror. So with a flick of the day-night switch, you get your digital mirror. It feeds off a separate camera in the back. This is basically your menu button, and then you can keep clicking it to make the adjustments. Coming up here, you do have a nice large sunglass storage area. Got your SOS button, and then of course you do have your reading lamps here. This turns on all the reading lamps in the vehicle, and then this one will determine whether the lights come on when you open the doors or they don't. The visors back here do have they're a light on the side, and then they have a pull out here, okay, but they're not telescoping. So the idea is you would pull this out to help block extra sun. And it's the same on both sides. Okay, let's step into the second row and take a look. The dimensions in the second row are as follows. Headroom, 40 inches. Shoulder room, 63.4 inches. Hip room, 58.4 inches. And leg room, 41 inches. Now let's step in and take a closer look. In the second row here, in the door, you've got your auto up and down window switch, you've got your door handle, you got 2 of your 13 Bose speakers, you do have a bottle holder, and then you do have a little bit of storage, not a lot, but a little bit. It is fairly deep though. You do also have a grab handle right here, and then each of the seats has a map pocket in front of it. And you will notice that this one does have the rear entertainment system and the dual TVs, and we'll cut a separate video on that, as well as the driver's information screen and the infotainment screen. So down here in the center console, you've got a couple of things. First of all, you got the third part of the auto climate. So your power button, fan speed, temperature adjust in your mode, and then of course it displays on the LCD screen. You have 2-stage heated seats in the second row. But then this button here, if you push, it opens up the center armrest, and this is why you had that hole in the lid. Now you can reach through and grab something, or you can reach that switch to turn on the power switch that's down here. Now located right at the very bottom, you do have a household outlet right here. You've got, right here, you've got a 12-volt outlet. And then you have another USB-C and a USB-A. The screens themselves, at least on the passenger driver's side, actually have the HDMI and USB connections for the screens. The ones below are just for charging. Okay, so this comes in a couple different configurations, but you could have a bench seat back here. This one has the captain's chairs in the center console. You can opt for a bench seat. So in here, of course, you got the nice wide armrest. You have cup holders right here. Down below, if you reach down here, and there's a little lever you can squeeze, you have got quite a large opening way down in here. Okay, it's another storage area. And then, if I lift this up, you've got an area I would say it's at least as big as the front storage compartment in the front armrest. So lots of storage back here. No buttons, no lights, no plugins or anything, but a nice felt line storage area. All right, the seats themselves are comfortable. I like them. I like that quilted pattern on them. And there is a lever located, it's kind of like right at the edge of the seat right here. But using that, you can, of course, tilt the seat to an extreme degree. Okay, so the seats themselves don't slide forward or backwards, but you have that nice tilt function. Okay. So this driver's seat's adjusted for where I was, and you can see that I've got massive amount of space here. I've got like 6 inches of knee room, and I've got like 4 or 5 inches of headroom. So massive amounts of knee room and headroom. All right. Time to step into the third row. All right, so to get into the third row is a simple pull of this lever back here, and then it does the rest on its own. And we've flipped up that particular seat just so we have a better view. Hey, stepping in, I have to say, it's actually not that bad. Okay. Now, you remember a while ago I said there isn't a way to adjust these forward and back, and boy do I wish there was, because my knees right now are right up against, they're pushing into the seat. And you know, these third rows are never meant for necessarily for adults, and I definitely wouldn't put an adult back here. It would be okay for kids. But man, if we could slide the seat forward, I'd actually have some leg room, and then it might be comfortable. I do have a power switch that's located right by the cup holders back here, where I can recline. And if I do that, now if I can move my feet, now I actually have some leg room. But I've lost a lot of my storage space in the rear. And then I have a button that will bring it back up again. So not only does it recline it, but it brings it back just a little bit. And there's the same switch for the other seat. And these are a 60-40 split. In addition to that, of course, you do have 2 cup holders back here. You have an air vent and a grab handle, but no USBs or 12-volt outlets right back here to plug into. Coming up next, we're going to take this for a ride and give you our opinions. Okay, my turn to drive. So in terms of, just comfortable, yes. Boy, no, the noise deadening in here is fantastic, and the ride is very comfortable. I mean, you definitely feel like you are in, a nice luxury SUV, and a large one at that. That's probably the hardest thing for me to get used to, is just the sheer size of it. It is big. The steering is really boosted, and it's just a question of getting used to, but I'm not used to having it quite that boosted. But it handles well. It's just a question of getting used to that steering, for me at least. In terms of getting in and out, well, it's a full-size SUV, so it's high, and so you got a step board outside that you can use to get in, and that is, if I were going to buy one, I'd definitely put one of those in, so that it would just be easier, because it is definitely a step up to get in here. In terms of where everything is laid out in here, well, Nissan puts a lot of the controls right on the steering wheel, including for your infotainment screen. So really everything is easily within reach. Yeah, easy to park. Well, I'll say this, it's as easy to park as any full-sized SUV. This is a big vehicle, but it does have the 360 camera, and the front camera comes on automatically as you slow down to about 5 miles an hour, so you can see what's ahead of you. Next up, Rob's going to take it for a ride and give us his impressions.
Okay, my turn, taking a ride in the Armada. And right away, I can tell you, the interior sound and quietness, my goodness, it's like you're in a cocoon in here. I hear nothing. Now, I am in a residential area, but, the roads aren't great, and I'm hitting lots of bumps, but the sound isn't really coming through into the vehicle. It's really nice. It's really quiet in here. Fit and finish. I think it's put together well. I don't hear any squeaks and rattles. However, I don't like the shiny plastic wood. I do like the other finishes in here, all the leather, the soft touch materials, the exposed stitching. It's not a bad look at all. The quilted seats, all of that looks really good. So I think it's a letdown with that shiny plastic wood, especially when so many people are going to real wood at this price point, and you have that beautiful open pore wood grain wood that has that nice matte finish. I think that's something that you would definitely come to expect more so at this price point. Overall, though, not a bad car. It's been updated. Like I said, it's still the basic structure from years ago, but they have updated it with more power and more technology. And, definitely, if you're looking for a full-size SUV able to tow up to 8,500 pounds as well, this should definitely be on your shopping list. Well, that's our review of the 2021 Nissan Armada, and we appreciate you spending some time with us. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and please click on that subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching.